Hi everyone. Today we'll see how to use IoT Edge as a gateway. IoT Edge devices can operate as gateways by providing a connection between other devices on the network and the IoT hub. IoT Edge Hub module acts like IoT Hub so that it can handle connections from other devices that have an identity with the same IoT hub. This type of gateway pattern is called transparent because messages can pass from downstream devices to IoT hub as if there was no gateway between them. For devices that don't connect to IoT hub or that can't connect to IoT hub on their own, here IoT Edge Gateways provides that connection. This type of gateway pattern is called translation because IoT Edge device has to perform processing on the incoming downstream device messages before they can be forwarded to the IoT hub. These scenarios require additional modules on the IoT Edge gateway to handle the processing steps. The transparent and translational gateway patterns are not mutually exclusive. A single IoT Edge device can function as both a transparent gateway as well as a translational gateway. In transparent gateway pattern, devices are connected to a gateway device instead of IoT hub. Here, the downstream devices have their own IoT hub identities and get connected using either MQTT or AMQP protocols. Here, the gateway simply passes communication between the devices and the IoT hub. Both the devices and the users interacting with them through the IoT hub do not know that a gateway between them is mediating their communication. This lack of awareness reveals that the gateway is transparent. Coming to translation gateways, if downstream devices cannot connect to IoT hub, then IoT Edge gateway needs to act as a translator. Often, this pattern is required for devices that do not support MQTT or AMQP or HTTP protocols. Since these devices cannot connect to IoT hub, they can't connect to IoT Edge Hub module also without some sort of pre-processing done here. Custom or third-party modules that are often specific to the downstream device's hardware or the protocol need to be deployed to the IoT Edge gateway. These translation modules take the incoming messages and translate them or turn them into a format that can be understood by the IoT hub. There are two patterns in translation gateways, namely protocol translation and identity translation. We'll see in detail about both these patterns. First comes the protocol translation. In this gateway pattern, only IoT Edge gateway has an identity with IoT hub. If a device doesn't support MQTT or AMQP or HTTP protocol, then it uses a gateway device to send data to the IoT hub. The translation module receives messages from downstream devices. Then it translates them into a supported protocol. And then the IoT Edge device sends the messages on behalf of the downstream devices. All the information looks like it is coming from one device, that is the gateway. Downstream devices must embed additional identifying information in their messages if cloud applications want to analyze the data on a per device basis. Additionally, IoT hub primitives like twins and direct methods are only supported for the gateway device, not the downstream devices. Gateway in this pattern are considered to be opaque, in contrast to transparent gateways, because they obscure the identities of downstream devices. Protocol translation supports devices that are resource constrained. Many existing devices are producing data that can power business insights. However, they were not designed with cloud connectivity in mind. Opaque gateways allow this data to be unlocked and used in an IoT solution. Next is identity translation. If a device cannot connect to the IoT hub, then it connects to the gateway device. The gateway is able to understand the protocols used by the downstream devices and provides the identity. The identity translation gateway pattern builds on protocol translation. But the IoT Edge gateway also provides an IoT hub device identity on behalf of the downstream devices. The translation module is responsible for understanding the protocol used by the downstream devices, providing them identity and translate their messages into IoT hub primitives. Downstream devices appear in IoT Hub as first-class devices with twins and methods. A user can interact with the devices in IoT Hub and is unaware of the intermediate gateway device. Identity translation provides the benefits of protocol translation and additionally allows for full manageability of downstream devices from the cloud. Here, all the devices in your IoT solution show up in IoT Hub regardless of the protocol they use. The table here explains how IoT Hub features are extended to downstream devices in both the translation gateway patterns. While using the protocol translation pattern, all devices connecting through that gateway share the same cloud-to-device queue, which can contain at most 50 messages. You can use this pattern only when few devices are connecting through each field gateway and their cloud-to-device traffic is low. Further, IoT Edge runtime does not include protocol or identity translation capabilities. These patterns require custom or third-party modules that are often specific to the hardware and the protocol used. Here are the benefits of all the gateway patterns in different use cases. First is Edge Analytics. Here, the data coming from the downstream devices is processed locally using artificial intelligence services, and only a subset of the data is sent to the IoT Hub. Next is downstream device isolation. Here, the gateway device protects all the downstream devices from exposure to internet. It can sit in between an operational technology network that does not have connectivity and an information technology network that provides access to the web. Similarly, devices that don't have the capability to connect to IoT Hub on their own can connect to a gateway device instead. Next comes connection multiplexing. Here, all the devices connecting to the IoT Hub through an IoT Edge gateway can use the same underlying connection. This multiplexing capability requires that the IoT Edge gateway uses AMQP protocol as its upstream protocol. Next is traffic smoothing. In case of IoT Hub throttling, the IoT Edge device will automatically implement exponential backoff. As a result of this, you will be able to cope up better with spikes in traffic. Last is limited offline support. If the messages can't be delivered to IoT Hub, then the gateway device will store the message locally. So we can conclude it like this. Devices on the edge produce data, but some of these devices may not be designed with cloud connectivity in mind. But the opaque gateways make it possible for the data which they generate to be accessed and used. A gateway which does identity translation allows downstream devices to be fully managed from the cloud. However, regardless of the protocol used, all the devices show up in the IoT Hub. Looking into the operating systems, IoT Edge runs on operating system that can run containers. But all the operating systems are not equally supported. Here, the operating systems are grouped into different tiers depending upon the level of support available. For example, in Tier 1 systems, Microsoft has operating systems in automated tests and provides installation packages for them. Tier 2 is generally compatible with Azure IoT Edge and can be used relatively in an easy manner. Next, looking into the security aspects, we know that in edge computing, data and value are concentrated on the edge and not just in the cloud. Therefore, a device on the edge can be physically accessed, and so it is more vulnerable to many types of threats. So, the devices on the edge need to be kept as secure as that in the cloud. Security aspects of IoT Edge includes authentication, authorization, and attestation. First, coming into authentication, here IoT Edge uses certificate-based authentication. This mechanism is based on the standards governing public key infrastructure by Internet Engineering Task Force, that is IETF. Further, IoT Edge Security Framework requires unique certificate identities for all the devices and modules that interact either physically or through the network connection with the IoT Edge device. Next, coming to authorization, here controlling access to resources and data is fundamental part of security. Here, devices and modules are only allowed to access resources and data within their permission scope and only if it is architecturally allowable. Other authorization schemes include certificate signing rights and role-based access control. Moreover, authorization schemes can only be used depending upon your needs and the application in which we work. The integrity of software bits are ensured using attestation. For IoT Edge, attestation is divided into three main categories, namely static, runtime and software. First comes the static attestation. This type of attestation is also referred as secure boot. It involves verification of integrity of all the softwares, operating systems, runtimes and configuration information when the device is powered up. IoT Edge's security framework includes hardware ingrained capabilities to ensure static attestation. Next comes the runtime attestation. This type of attestation is used when system detects a malware or unauthorized configuration changes that occurs after the boot process and takes countermeasures against them. Some of these attacks are warded off by the device's hardware, but extensions are also needed to combat these runtime threats. Last comes the software attestation. All the system needs patches and upgrades, but all the update process requires security. If not, there may be a vector that will allow malware into the system. Therefore, IoT Edge updates are done through measured and signed packages in order to check the integrity of the patches and upgrades, and also to authenticate their source. This prevents them from becoming threat vectors. Next, coming to the hardware root of trust, we know that intelligent edge devices are often deployed in places where malicious users may have access to them. Therefore, the security offered by the device hardware is important. IoT Edge works together with silicon hardware vendors to develop tamper-resistant hardware for a variety of deployment scenarios, which provides trust on the hardware. Last comes the extensibility. IoT Edge security allows extensibility in different areas, which includes first-party security services like the device provisioning service for IoT Hub, third-party services such as managed security services, legacy systems which need to be retrofitted with alternative security arrangements, and last, a secure hardware. At last, the highest success in securing the intelligent edge results from collaborative contributions from an open community-driven approach by a common interest in securing IoT. These contributions might be in the form of secure technologies or secure services. IoT Edge security framework offers a solid foundation for security that is extensible for the maximum coverage to offer the same level of trust and integrity in the intelligent edge as with the cloud. Thank you for watching this video. If you find this video to be useful, kindly subscribe it and share it with your friends.